What's up, guys? Corey Oldham here, and in this video, we're going to be going over the lead generation funnel. And so I got a whole bunch of things on my board. And before we jump into the lead generation funnel, I want to recap what we talked about in that first training, which was the customer's journey. And it's really important to understand the customer's journey so that you build the correct lead generation funnel for your product services for your business. Okay. Now, if you haven't watched that first video, go back right now, stop this video, go back and watch the video on websites are dead, websites versus funnels, why every business needs a funnel right now. And the biggest thing that we talk about, I mean, we show the fundamental difference between websites and funnels, but the biggest thing to understand before you even jump into funnels is understanding the customer's journey. Once you understand the customer's journey, this becomes a lot easier. Okay, so let's just do a quick review. Russell Brunson talks about the customer's journey in his book, .com Secrets. And the very first step that he talks about is traffic temperature. Now, traffic is just people. So in terms of a temperature, do I want a hot, warm, or cold buyer? And in that first video, I gave an example. If I'm selling organic dog food, I don't want to sell to somebody that doesn't have a dog, right? That's cold traffic. And why don't I want to sell to them? Because now I've got to convince them to get a dog, then buy my stuff. That is a huge gap between me and the buyer. And I want to stack the cards in my favor. I want that gap as small as possible. And so who am I going to sell to? Somebody already doing the thing. So if I'm selling organic dog food, I'm going to sell to dog owners. And not only am I going to sell to dog owners, which would be warm traffic, I want to sell to hot traffic. I want to sell to people already buying organic dog food. Why? I don't have to convince them that organic dog food is relevant, is necessary, is desirable for them. And so, well, they're already buying it from somebody else. Why would they buy it from you? Well, that jumps into another ball of wax, which is another training, and that goes into sales positioning. But if I sell to that person already buying the thing, I don't have to convince them that they need to make a purchase. Way easier to sell to that person. And the way to do it becomes positioning. Again, that's another video. But the traffic temperature, I want to go after the person already doing the thing. Same thing with a protein shake. If you're selling protein shakes, well, I want to sell to somebody that's already buying protein shakes. Why? I don't have to convince them to consume protein shakes and that they're good for you or whatever. I want to sell to somebody already doing the thing. So that's step one. Step two, the pre-frame bridge. There's a different length of a bridge or a different length of a story that I'm going to have to tell. And I want to tell the shortest story to the hot traffic. Why? Easier sale. It's a faster sale. Okay. So the story that I'm telling that gets them to move. And then I want to qualify them as a subscriber. Will they begin to exchange something with me? Generally online, it's like an email address. So, hey, I'll give you this free thing. Just give me your email and I'll send it to you. So they input their email and then whack the gimme button, right? Well, if I know that they're going to give me an email, I want to know, will they give me some money? So I want to qualify them as a buyer. And if you're going to give me some money, will you give me more money? So a hyper buyer. And then I want to begin to cultivate that relationship. If they're willing to give me a lot of money, I want to cultivate that relationship. I want to age and ascend, and then I want to change the selling environment. If I'm selling an online course, maybe I change the selling environment, get on the phone and sell high-ticket coaching or sell a live event or whatever. Why? Because this piece right here is going to be a lot more expensive, and it's not going to be quite as automated as the previous steps, okay? And if I'm able to change this, if I can change the focus of the buyer, the sell actually becomes easier, okay? So when it comes to the lead generation funnel, you've got to understand where it falls in the customer's journey, okay? And before we jump into the nuts and bolts of this, let's tie in one more thing that may bring some clarity to customer journey. And it's something Russell talks about in .com Secrets again. It's called the value ladder. And what is a value ladder? It's got an X and Y axis. It's got this little stair step. Okay. And as you increase in value, you increase in price. If you've been around funnels for any length of time, you probably understand the concept of the value ladder. Okay. So this is going to be a lower ticket thing. And obviously back here, this is a higher ticket thing. But back here, this higher ticket thing also has tremendous value. Now, when it comes to the value ladder, I'm going to draw that very well. Understand the customer's journey falls on the value ladder, okay? So down here, traffic temperature, that's just my who. Who's my dream customer? Who do I want to buy from me, okay? Well, the pre-frame bridge, my story, how am I going to tell my story online? How am I going to do that? How am I going to share my story? So that's publishing, okay? And then how do I qualify a subscriber? Maybe I'll give you my free ebook. Well, notice I increase in value just a little bit more. You're going to get something personalized to you, some extra thing. You're an entrepreneur. Well, I want to give you this 7 steps to making money online, or whatever that thing is. Okay. Ooh, that's for me, right? There's the personalization, not to one person specifically, but they're going to feel a little more value. Well, the price did increase. Here's how the price increased. For that qualifying a subscriber for the ebook, well, now there's exchange. You see that? So with that exchange, I paid a price. I gave up my email in order to get the ebook. Well, the next step, the buyer. Well, the whatever that thing is, maybe it's like a $47 thing, 7-day course or challenge or whatever you got, whatever your business industry. We're qualifying the buyer, and then the hyper buyer. Well, if they're going to buy something for $47, maybe they're going to buy something more expensive. So I'm $290. It doesn't really, the numbers don't really matter. It's just the concept. So I just want you to think in principles here. Now the hyper buyer, the age and ascend. This one, I'm just cultivating the relationship, and then the change of selling environment. Maybe it's high ticket, and I'm selling something for $5K. I don't know. Again, the numbers don't matter. It's just getting the idea of increased value, increase in price. So as they go through the customer's journey, we're going to increase value for them. We're also going to increase the price. Does that make sense? Okay. Now that we understand that, where in the customer's journey, where in the value ladder, and simply put, by the way, a value ladder, just by definition, where do you want to take them next? So if they're here and I'm telling stories on my YouTube channel, for example, where do I want to take them next? Well, I want to give them something for free, maybe. Well, where do I want to take them next? Well, I want to sell them something. Where do I want to take them next? I want to sell them more stuff. Where do I want to take them next? I'm really going to cultivate the relationship. And if I've cultivated a relationship, where do I want to take them next? High ticket something, live event, one-on-one coaching, whatever that thing is, okay? More expensive product service. There's tremendous value over here. There's also tremendous price. Let's go back to the lead generation funnel. Where in the customer's journey, where in the value ladder does the lead generation funnel fit? Well, what is a lead? It's somebody interested in buying from you. Now, if I have a hyper buyer, am I going to send them to a lead generation funnel? No, they're not a lead anymore. They're a buyer. They're a hyper buyer. So this lead generation funnel is tailored to who? It's going to fall right here. So it's lower on the value ladder. It's further back in the customer's journey. So right here, after I'm telling a story, YouTube channel, for example, maybe it's a Facebook page, a Facebook group, a blog. The medium doesn't necessarily matter. But just giving the principle, hey, where do I want to take them next? I want to take them to qualification of a subscriber. You want to give me something? I want to give you a little bit more. Will you give me some email address? So a lead generation funnel, and there's tons of variables for this, disclaimer. So I'm going to show you just a very simple method. Okay. So you have your landing page, and this is a simple funnel. Okay. Simple funnel. Maybe you have a video, and it's of you talking, and You're sharing some value. Now, when online marketers say sharing value or giving value, I like to say it a little bit differently. Solve a problem. Okay. So what problem can you solve with whatever you're going to give them here? Okay. Even in the video, what problem can you solve in this video for your viewer, your listener, your potential subscriber? What problem can you solve? It could be a problem simple as this. Hey, I know the answer to that. And the answer is in my free ebook or my free video training or whatever. Okay. So solve a problem in the video, and then you're going to solve another problem by giving them something. And they're going to give you the email, and then they're going to whack the gimme button. So it's really a two-step process, which is landing page, thank you page. Maybe have another video. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for getting my thing, right? And there's really three major forms of freebies you can give them. It can be in a written form, so it could be an ebook or a whole bunch of blog posts you've condensed into something. It can be an audio. It can be some kind of audio file that you want to give them. Maybe it was some kind of interview you did or you acquired or whatever. Or maybe it's a video training that you're going to make or have already made. The beautiful thing about all of these can be digital downloads, meaning the fulfillment of them is automatic, okay, which is beautiful. So the thank you page, and you say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Check out this thing down here, whatever. But also understand in the customer's journey, the value ladder, where do I want to take them next? I want to now qualify a buyer. Hey, go check out this thing that I got for sale for whatever. Or maybe you just want to already start cultivating a relationship so they warm up even more to buy. Hey, check out my Facebook group, my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, or whatever. Where am I going to take them next? But simply put, the lead generation funnel is really a two-step process. A landing page, a thank you page. That's it. Now, the most important part of going from landing page to thank you page is coming down here, and I'm going to put this in my bucket of emails. So there's my bucket list. They come down and they go onto my list. Your list is the most critical piece of your business. Whatever the business, your list are people. So at this point for the lead generation funnel, these are my leads. Are these people important? You bet. Now, if this list were buyers, is that list important? You bet. Or hyper buyers, is that list important? Yes. So I want a list, and you can have several lists. Just like I'd mentioned, you can have a lead list, a buyer list, a hyper buyer list. There are going to be tons of different lists. But what am I going to do with this list? Well, at this point, I'm going to start corresponding with them. I'm going to start sending them emails. So at that point, now it's an email sequence. So I don't just get the email address and it just sits there. I got to do something about it, right? I've got to work the relationship. So that's what I'm doing with my list. But that's the most important piece of the business. That's the most important piece of this funnel. Landing page, thank you page. I've got to capture that email, put it onto a list. And what do I do about it? I begin to cultivate the relationship, move that person through the rest of the customer's journey, move them up the value ladder. Hopefully this training was enlightening to you, brought some clarity to a lead generation funnel. It's pretty straightforward, 2 pages, and it's really 2 pages and a list that you're able to create. What do you do with that list? You move them through the customer journey. That's it. We'll see you in the next training.